Gracias.
Fuck, your lips don't get chapped right now? No?
But it's because I put chapstick like on the daily, and as soon as I feel like my lips are getting dry, I'll put it on again. But at the beginning, I would wake up and I would like bleed from my lower lip.
What the hell? Really?
Like right now, it looks red because I was eating churritos con chamoy, but it look red in my fingers. These fingers are red.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I always have a chapstick just because my lips get super dry.
and then you're like,
Yeah, dude. But they say that it's because you're dehydrated. But I'm always drinking water. Well, I try to drink water.
you know what I've heard that even if you drink water, you should put a little bit of salt. A little bit of salt in your water. Because not because you're drinking water means you're hydrated.
Oh, that's
But
right.
it's like a specific salt.
You know what? They say that a lot about like now, like even fruit and all that stuff, right? That even though you are eating fruits and vegetables, like you said right now, water, that at times you're not getting all the nutrients you would from back in the days.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, probably because a lot of the things that we eat now is like really processed.
Yeah. Why do they say, what is it that they say about like salt or whatever?
I guess it gives you like that extra boost of hydration, but it's like a specific salt. I don't know if it's the Himalayan salt, because you know how the Himalayan salt is pink.
Yeah.
It's a specific one.
Mm.
I can't remember, but I've seen it multiple times.
Nice.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you always leave them in the car too. Se hacen todos feos.
Oh yeah, then I try to put some on.
Yeah, and then it's like too much.
Yeah, the way too much, and then I'm like, oh man, I always battle that out.
Yeah.
Chelo, welcome back to the podcast.
Oh, we started already?
Yeah, episode 63.
We're in 63 already?
63. By the way, on the last episode con Daniel, we had a whole little spiel that we were saying, I really want the third camera, but you know what, I'm just gonna wait for it. And if you guys are watching this episode, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Nomas Podcast. This is episode 63 with myself, Angel.
And Cello.
And today we're actually going to be using the third camera. I ended up getting the third camera. Cello had mentioned that she was going to be helping me out for Christmas and she was going to pay for half. I was going to pay for half. But I ended up deciding to get the camera because I just really wanted to like get it so we can use the backdrop as we mentioned, which we're actually going to be using in this episode. We can do like a little bit of a reaction video. Sorry, me adelanté. But now let me ask you this.
Oh my God.
Because you
excuse yourself.
Because you say that you strongly believe on the podcast and everything that I'm currently doing, right? So I feel like if you believe in the podcast, eventually everything's going to pay off.
Oh, yeah. Right?
Yeah. So my thoughts with this is like in knock on wood, right? Because I feel like I don't need anything else no more, right? Mm-hmm. I just want to provide the best production to the guest and to the audience. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I finally have the setup that I want. Yeah, there's little details here and there, but as far as like camera and equipment, I feel like I'm good. I'm good for a while. Yeah. Mm. So
you guys are witnesses to what Angel's saying, because he'll be saying that and then like give it a month or so and he's gonna be like, babe, look at this.
Yeah.
And I kept trying to bribe you not to get the new camera, dude. Like that's why I was like, well, we'll go half and half by the end of the year, because you have already gotten that thing over there. Yeah. For your birthday, and I had told you to wait, but then you convinced me for before your birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
And I was like, okay, no, we're not doing both, the camera and the thing. It's either one or the other.
Yeah, but no more things. Yeah. I think we're good finally with this setup. I'm really, really happy with this setup. What do you think about everything now that we have?
Yeah, I think from the beginning to right now, yeah.
It's been a lot. It's been quite an improvement, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So actually, like Chelo was mentioning that she helped me out with this little equipment for my birthday. She did. And actually yesterday was my birthday.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah. So I turned, should I say my age? Nah. Yeah.
He turned 40.
Nah, hell no. So should I say my age? Fuck it, right?
Yeah.
I turned 36, right? And what did we do for my birthday yesterday?
We were just chilling. What did we have for breakfast? You're like, I made myself breakfast.
Yeah, but what did we do for my birthday?
We were just chilling the whole day. Oh no, we were chilling in the morning, and then Angel wanted to go get Botox again to TJ because all of a sudden, like, he has all these freaking lines in his forehead coming out.
Yeah, and the thing, I do. So we ended up going to TJ to get Botox.
Well, you did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So it's been 3 months since the first time that I went to go get Botox.
3 months.
I mean, 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. So it's been 3 weeks. And they say, well, the person that applied it, she said within 2-3 weeks you need to come in case you still have movement, like in your forehead area, whatever. I just got it in this section because from one day to another, I ended up getting two lines. Two parallel lines going down in the middle of my forehead. I was like, what the heck? Like it was out of nowhere. So I ended up getting the second Botox, I guess, injection, and I should be good for like at least half a year or whatever, right?
Yeah, till the end of the year probably.
Yeah, and it's just something, I'm not trying to do anything else. It's just like I just want to like maintain. One of the reasons why I did it is just because, like, man, like we're uploading constantly to podcasting and to the YouTube, and the cameras are super focused, right? And I feel like at times in the comment section, I feel like not on YouTube here, but through TikTok or whatever, because of the algorithm, if it lands to a complete stranger, they don't know us, right? So at times they'll start criticizing any little thing, right?
Yeah.
Even my Spanish, like I saw a comment earlier on one of the, I think it was through Instagram actually. They're like, oh, este güey no sabe hablar español. But the thing is, and I know, right? At times I struggle with Spanish, even with English at times, but I've explained it like before that because I do go back and forth with English and Spanish. At times I do struggle with both, but man, it's just everybody can be such a critic through the comments that I'm like, fuck, I can't have two freaking lines in the middle of my forehead.
And that's why you wanted the Botox.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then you're not... Oh, I guess the other thing that you do need to get done, but this is
our
teeth, because I always make fun of Angel for his teeth, but that's like our little joke.
Yeah, that's something else that I need to do. Like I hardly ever go to the dentist, and the time that I went, I hadn't gone over like maybe 10, 15 years, but a compliment that the dentist did tell me, he told me that I don't
believe that one.
I swear to God and everything.
I'm gonna ask him next
I swear to God, he's like, hey, do you have veneers? And this is coming from a dentist, because I really, really feel like my top teeth are good, but my bottom teeth, I do have my muelas. I think that I might have to take off in order for my teeth to be able to get straightened out. But man, it's just a lot of different things. But like we were saying, just because we're uploading constantly to the podcast and the freaking camera is so up close, you start noticing a lot of details. Man, yeah.
Okay, so if you want to get something else other than your teeth and the Botox, we're going to come back to this video.
Yeah. But you were able to notice the freaking lines right away, though.
Yeah. Angel swears that he sees the difference like a day after. I'm like, dude, I see it the same, but
you can still see the lines
in the middle of your forehead.
Yeah.
No, I can't see them, but I could still see. I feel like I haven't seen where they put you yesterday. I feel like that's gonna take a while.
Oh no, they didn't put there.
Oh, they didn't.
I told you they weren't gonna put there.
Oh.
Yeah. So here, let me see if you guys can actually see it. So, no, I feel like you can't see it, huh? Like right. No, I feel like you can't see it on camera. Can you see it right now?
No, I can't.
Oh, okay. So it is working, but yeah. So anyways, but I got it done just so I can be a little bit more confident. Hold on. So I can be a little bit more confident on screen because plus it feels, by the way, it feels super weird not having the headphones on.
Oh.
It feels super weird. So anyways, you ready to get started?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Welcome to Nomas Podcast with Angel Houseman.
All right, episode 63 with Chelo. Chelo, how far away are you from us having our baby?
Oh my gosh, I feel like now it sounds too real. Now I want to stop time. Before I was like, oh my gosh, it's like forever.
Yeah.
And now it's like, it sounds too real.
It's 2 months away now?
Yeah, basically.
You're
like
how
10
many
weeks? 30.
30 weeks? Dang, okay.
It's like 2 months and 2 weeks. I don't know.
Yeah. So I need to start working on the process of getting the leave, right? I'm planning to take 2-3 weeks off from work. You're gonna be taking off a month, or you don't even know how much time you get off, right?
I think I can take up to 3 or 4 months.
3 to 4 months? What the heck? But you don't get paid for it.
It's a whole ass process, but I think you can get paid more than a month.
But you don't get your full amount,
No.
right? Okay. So do you even know, like, how much you're going to be getting, like a certain percentage?
I know the first month, the disability, I think that's when you get 100% of your pay. That's what I got told. That you get 100% of your pay, and then after that, that's when you put in like the baby bonding and like some other ones, but then those ones are not the ones that are 100% of your pay. It's like the 60 or 50%
right
of your monthly pay. Algo así.
Yeah, so that's something we have to currently like start working on figuring things out. What else? I need to start working on the baby's room, the nursery. We're still going to be planning out the baby shower, which we need to do ASAP because we're planning to do it next month.
So for next month.
But yeah, going back to my birthday thing, I didn't really want to do anything. We just went to TJ, had a birria, got the Botox done, and we just hung out here at the house.
We were watching a serie on Amazon called Fallout.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
We're on the third episode.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I just decided not to do anything for my birthday. Just a lot of hassle. And then especially since we're going to be having the baby shower, it's something that I want to focus on that instead, right?
You didn't want to clean up the backyard. That's what it is.
Just, man, it's been raining. So yeah, it's a hassle. The freaking grass is growing fast. There's some home projects that we need to start working on. Just a lot of different things going on, especially now that the baby's coming. We need to freaking think that's going to be our main focus from now on, from this point forward.
Yep. From now to the end of June.
Yeah. So actually this past week on Wednesday, we went to Daniel's place. He ended up doing carne asada, and we ended up meeting some of his cuñadas. And obviously, we hang out with Daniel's girlfriend as well.
Yeah.
And so we got to say hi to them. I think.
Well, it's all her family, más bien.
Yeah, all her family except Daniel. Daniel is just there hanging out. You know what I mean?
El host.
Yeah. He was hosting, doing carne asada, sitting down. Right? No se quería parar. But yeah, did you have a good time?
Yeah, I feel like at the beginning we were both tired and we were like, oh my gosh, but we had a good time. And we were there for a good while. I think we came back home like at 9 or 10, and we got there like around 5 or 6. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But we were there for a while.
Yeah. So I think before in the past you've mentioned that you've never watched any of the pregnancy videos or whatever, right?
No, and I'm not gonna watch him.
Yeah, but then Daniel's cuñada, she said that what?
That she watched a bunch of them, and then she's like, oh, like obviously everybody's experience is different, but she just watched them and she basically she traumatized herself, like, oh my gosh, like this person is going through this person's going through that, because again, every person's labor and delivery is different. Right. So, she was telling me kind of like her labor and delivery experience, and she said it wasn't even that bad. And then I was asking her if she had gotten the epidural, and she said she did. But she's like, oh, if I were to like do all of this again, I would have just not watched them.
Oh, really? Yeah. She said that?
She's like, don't watch them, like, because everybody, like, you're just going to get yourself scared for no reason. And your experiences might not be like any of the ones that you see.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what you're doing right now.
Yeah, I'm just going with the flow.
Yeah. Was there one in particular that she mentioned that she saw that it was a little bit crazy?
I don't think I actually asked her if there was one in specific that she was like traumatized with, but I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just man, this whole baby thing we need to start like thinking about. Like I think yesterday, not not yesterday, on Friday, we were with your parents, and I think we were talking about like being on the tablet for too long, or I forgot who we were talking about.
No, we were at my parents. Okay. That was on what, Friday?
Yeah, so that's even something else that we need to start like talking about. Like, hey, are we gonna let the baby watch freaking something on the tablet, because then later on she's going to start getting used to like watching the tablet. And even though a lot of parents do that, right, that they give the tablet for the babies to get for them not to like to stop crying, for the babies to stop crying, but then it just creates a vicious cycle.
It does.
All right, so that's something we need to talk about, like especially when they're like maybe 2 or 3 or something like that, right? Like how much are we going to allow them to be on the tablet?
Well, it's the same thing with the tablet or TV.
Yeah.
I guess any screen time.
Right, but for the tablet, like being on the internet, pues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have an idea? Have you even thought about that?
At first, I was like, oh, no tablet. But then I'm like, or no TV. But I'm like, dude, realistically, like, I don't think that's going to be possible. But it's always like, I guess it's just monitoring the screen time. Because if we can't have her like be on the freaking screen all day.
Yeah. So what do you think? But you're on the phone almost. Not
we're on the phone.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
Just me.
Well, right. So if we're thinking about this for the baby, don't you think it's something that we should like, hey, you know what? We should give ourselves some time as well. Or do you think it depends on the age limit?
I think it's both. Like the age limit, and then, because I mean, how are we gonna be like, oh, you can't be watching TV or like whatever all the time when we're gonna be on their phone?
Yeah, and exactly,
and that's just like,
yeah, that's something else that we need to talk about, like with like what type of things we're gonna be like deciding on for the baby, what's good, what's bad, but then at the same time, it gets you thinking, like you said, what about ourselves? If we're gonna we're trying to limit the baby. Once she gets older, obviously we're thinking ahead of time, right? But if we plan on like, oh yeah, they shouldn't do this, then maybe some of those things we should apply for ourselves, right?
Yeah, because how are we gonna want to ¿cómo se dice? Set the example when we're not doing it, like when ourselves we're not doing it,
right? And then also like I think it comes to a point in age and time that if you don't allow them, then all the little friends at school or like later on in life, they're going to be like, oh, what are you? They're going to be left out.
I don't know. I don't know. What do you mean? Like if we were to be like, oh, you can't have a tablet?
Yeah. Yeah. But then now it goes back to the same thing. And now if she's going to have the phone, right? And because you're going to want the baby, at one point, like maybe, okay, let's ask about this. Or let me ask you this. How soon can a kid or should a kid have a phone?
Dude, I didn't get a phone till I was in middle school.
I know, but you're older.
But like, okay. Fuck, I don't know.
Like middle school, but then elementary. Like when you're in elementary, like do kids have phones?
Nowadays they do. I feel like nowadays a lot of parents give their elementary kids phones.
Yeah.
But I don't think you need a freaking phone in elementary.
Yeah, but then at the same time, if they have it, wouldn't it be for like security reasons? Like, hey, in case of an emergency, call me.
También, but if there was to be an emergency, they're going to get their phone taken away.
Who would take the phone away?
The teacher.
They take the phones away?
They can.
Why would they take it away in case of an emergency?
Because I've seen it in the past that if you have if you're elementary, middle school, whatever, if you have your phone and there's an emergency going on and you call your parent, then the parents are freaking blowing up the phone from the main office.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then that's un pinche desmadre, and then that's why the office gets pissed. Because the kid went directly to the parent instead of... if they haven't released any statement of what's going on or if they're in a lockdown... and the parent calls and it's like, hey, I want to go pick up my kid or what's going on because my kid called me they're in a lockdown. Then it's just like a whole ass mess.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
and I've seen it a bunch of times. And they've even like when I worked at the middle school and they've had that issue before, they were like, oh, like that not necessarily they would take the phones away, but they would like be like for like the kids not to like reach out to the parents.
Okay. So what would be the actual process or the actual procedure? Like in case of an emergency, the teacher is supposed to take away the phones right away?
Well, I'm assuming for elementary they can.
Okay.
But be honest, in middle school, you think a teacher's gonna like a middle school kid, you're gonna be fighting the teacher like, no, why am I gonna give you my phone? Like, because they already have attitude.
Right, but what's been your experience? Do you actually see the teachers taking them away?
Like if they're being on their phone when they're not supposed to, they can.
No, but in case of an emergency.
I'm pretty sure they've had.
Okay.
But
crazy.
the ideal thing would be like if there's an emergency at school, the kid is not supposed to contact the parent directly. Like the school is supposed to contact the parent. But a lot of the times too, the school staff is like sneaky. And they don't like, if there's something that's going on, a lot of the times they don't tell the parents.
Exactly. Wasn't there an incident that something like that happened? That I think there was like the person at the school with like a weapon or something like that. And parents were like, I guess, going to the school saying like, hey, how come we weren't notified? Or they didn't even know, but you knew because you worked there. Something like that, right?
Yeah. So this happened after I quit the middle school job. So I guess there was something going on. They were in a lockdown or there was like some weapon involved. And they didn't reach out to the parents. They didn't release a statement of what was going on. And then they were telling the kids not to tell the parents.
Oh, shit.
And then the schools, like the other campus attendants knew because the kids were like, oh, yeah, like so-and-so, like, I don't know, principal or teachers were like, oh, yeah, but don't say anything. Kind of like keep it.
Damn.
Low key.
Yeah, because I guess it causes more commotion, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
But then if something were to happen, it's like, then what?
Yeah. Like for instance, this is kind of going back, but I'm not sure if you remember the whole Texas thing. I think it was Texas.
The school shooting?
Yeah. Right? When that happened, a lot of the parents weren't allowed to go or something like that. Or they, like the cops were telling them to stay away. But then the actual cops weren't doing much.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's kind of crazy, right? That the school wouldn't want the parents to know. But in case of an emergency, the people that do care are the parents.
Yeah.
That's insane.
There's a lot of things.
Yeah. What else did you see at school that I think
what did I not see?
Okay, so last time you kind of mentioned a while back, actually, you mentioned that in the school bathrooms they had signs, right? That like for both genders, or was it like that? No, it was about like the pads, the tampons,
yeah, that they had like it's not where you buy them because they didn't have to buy them, but it's where you just turn the little knob and then it'll dispense a pad or a tampon.
And it was in the boys and the girls bathroom, right?
Yeah. And that was even in the elementary schools too.
For boys as well?
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
And that I knew because my friend's son was like, hey, what is this for? So it's not like they were telling parents like, hey, we're gonna be having this in the bathrooms. Like, I guess it's more like if your kid asks you what this was, then that's when you're like, oh, what the hell? Like, why are you asking me for?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know, man. It's just that I feel like times have changed a lot. Like a lot of these things, parents were the ones that were actually telling the kids about like specific subjects, or you even had the choice to tell your kids about certain things or not. But now I feel like everything is like being disclosed, or they're putting the kids into knowing about specific subjects that they shouldn't even be knowing at that age.
Yeah. Like, did I tell you that there's and I saw this on TikTok the other day, that's why I remember, there's kids that identify as an animal
at school?
Yeah. And that they were fighting for it because like let's say if your kid identified as a freaking cat, they wanted to put litter boxes. No,
at school.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, like it was like there was another specific, and I think it started with an F, a ferret. I don't know.
Right.
But it was like basically that animal doesn't like, it kind of like goes does a necessity like a cat like in the litter box.
Yeah.
So they were fighting for the school to have litter boxes because of those kids that identified as that. And I was like, that is so stupid. Like, what the fuck?
What? But do you know if it actually happened?
I don't know like what went after that, but I remember the first person that ever told me about that was when I did the makeup for Saida's daughter.
Yeah.
She told me about that and I was like, what the hell?
Wait, no, wait. So that was happening here in California?
The TikTok that I saw, I don't know where it was happening,
okay,
but I know Saida's daughter was telling me about some like kids in her school identifying as something like that.
No freaking way.
And I was like, dude, we have not gotten to that point, like, because I was still working at the middle school then. But
dude, things are getting out of hand.
Like, how are you gonna go freaking to the bathroom in a litter box?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, that's insane, man. Like, what the heck? Oh man, I don't know.
And then we can jump into the topic of like why homeschool is better. Like, I mean, I don't know, but
yeah, like for instance, even Julian, my cousin Julian, mentioned that for his for the new job that he has, I guess for business cards, I think another supervisor or whatnot, he was putting him to identify himself.
Yeah.
But it goes back to like what, and he asked the question like, hey, do I have to do that? And they said, yes, you have to identify yourself, or in order for like, how can I say it? So they were telling him that he had to put like him on his business card in order for people to like have respect for him, but then at the same time, respect like whatever he's choosing to identify himself with. But then it goes back to the same thing. What if he doesn't even want to disclose that?
Yeah.
Right. So he's like, okay, what if I identified myself as something else and I just don't want to disclose it? So they started thinking about like, oh shit, like you're right. Right.
Yeah.
So he's like, nah, man, like I'm not gonna freaking like put him. Like, dude, I'm a man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just like things are getting like out of hand.
Freaking hand already.
Like, dude, and whoever watches this, it is what it is, man. But dude, if you're a man, you're a man. If you're a woman, you're a woman. If you identify as whatever the heck you want to identify yourself, nothing takes away from you being a man or a woman, right?
Yeah.
Do you agree or disagree?
Exactly.
Right? You agree or disagree?
I agree.
Right? Now, if at one point you want to have like a sex change or whatever, fine. Or if you identify as something else, but nothing takes away from what you were born as.
Yeah. Like, haven't you seen those TikToks too where people, transgenders that identify as women, they say that they get periods, but they don't.
Oh, what the heck?
I guess they do, like, bleed because of like the freaking everything they take for like the treatments that they take for being like, let's say if they went from being a man to a woman,
yeah,
but it's not considered a period, but they want to like label that as a period. But then people from the same community, like they're like, no, like you're wrong because we don't have a period. Like,
yeah, it's not nature.
Yeah, and it's like even if they were transgender, dude, like they're never gonna have kids.
Right. Damn.
Like if you change from being a man to a woman, like, yeah, they could have made like a whole bunch. Like your body can be transformed, but you're never gonna be able to birth a kid.
Chelo's about to get canceled.
It's the truth. Like,
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Right, but it's just, man, like I don't know, like why. Oh, that was the mic.
Oh,
dude, I don't know, man. I just feel like it's getting like stranger and stranger as time goes by. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, so many different things. And you know what? At one point, I was even for the people that don't know, like at one point, Chelo and myself, we struggled. We actually went to we had 2 miscarriages, right? And when we were struggling through that, there was a point that I'm like, man, like, what if we don't have kids? At the same time, I started thinking, well, the freaking world is crazy. Like, I don't even know if it should be a good thing to have a kid or not. But luckily, we were fortunate to, like, Chill's pregnant now, right? But it does get me thinking for the future. Like, man, like, the different things that one, as future parents or about to be parents, things that we need to start, like, prepping the baby for. you know?
Yeah. And that's just starting right now because freaking God knows in 10 years how things are going to be.
Yeah. And I think it's our duty as future parents or current parents, about to be parents, right? That for us to teach the morals and our teachings to the baby that, hey, you know what? This is right. This is wrong. Because a lot of the different things that we think it's right now, because of our generation, I feel like kids are getting brainwashed that they're going to think those things are right. Mm-hmm. But we got to tell them, no, that's not right. I know you see this everywhere or whatever, but you know what? That's not correct. This should be this because of this, right? Mm-hmm. That's the problem right now, that a lot of like our current generation that thinks like us, at one point, we're going to be all gone. And then the current things right now that we think it's super weird eventually is going to become
the new normal.
Exactly. So it's our duty to teach our kid, our baby, what's right and wrong, and teach her our morals and beliefs. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's just like so much. There's just so many topics that are just like, oh my God.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to jump onto the thing right now so we can check it out, the video?
Sure. If you're hot, you can turn on the
No,
air.
I'm good. I was just freaking itchy right now.
Oh.
Yeah. By the way, a fun fact, if you guys see this little, what is it? A little chicken?
Yeah.
Like a chick, right? Or something like that?
It's a chicken. Pollo.
Yeah, so we got that from Chelo's mom when we had
The first.
Yeah,
because it even has a tag and I think it has a date.
Yeah, so that's when we first had the first miscarriage. Chelo's mom gave us this little gift, pretty much saying like, oh, you know what, like kind of like just to make us feel a little bit better and about the miscarriage. So I keep it here just kind of like because I feel like it was a part of our journey for us, right?
But have you noticed that every one of them has a chicken?
What do you mean?
So that was the first chicken, right?
Yeah.
And then when we had the second miscarriage, that's when we were at the fair before. And you got me a chicken in one of those games.
Really? Which one's that one?
It's in a box. I have it in a box over there in the vanity room.
Oh, okay. We should.
And then I got another chicken for the baby from Target.
Oh, what the heck?
I showed it to you.
Yeah.
Uno que se le apachurra la panza.
Oh, okay.
So each one has a chicken.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's. You should give me the other one so I can put it over here.
Yeah, it's in the box.
But yeah, that's the reason why I keep it there. Just kind of like it's part of our journey as well, and I just wanted to keep that reminder. And also, that's that baby that Chelo lost to the miscarriage is the one that she saw through ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Crazy, huh, babe? And now within like a couple weeks, you're gonna be a mom of a physical baby.
Yeah.
Primeramente Dios.
And it's crazy to think because that baby would have been 3 by now.
Really?
Or
really?
Turning 3 because that was back from 2021. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah.
So even think about that. I think I've shared it in the past that even to say that I'm going to be a dad, it sounds surreal, right? Because for me, it's just like, oh, yeah, that person is a dad, but I see them as a dad.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I see like people that are parents. I like, for me, that's their reality. Oh, yeah, they're dads and moms and parents. But for me to like, oh, dang, I'm going to become a dad, like it's crazy. It's a little bit surreal, you know. I'm excited though, but then it also gives me like more motivation, like, oh man, I need to continue learning more dad things, which I feel like I'm pretty well rounded with a lot of things, but I'm like, okay, like not creating more pressure, but I'm like, it's just more motivation to continue learning more of like house things and like little card things or things that eventually like I want to be able to help not only you but the baby with, you know.
Yeah,
especially that she's gonna be a baby girl. If it was a boy, I'm like, oh hell yeah, because I can teach him like, hey, you're gonna help me out, you know what I mean? Like, but for a girl, like, oh man, I have to be protective for her.
Yeah,
and I gotta look out for her.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? Like, for instance, for your dad, I'm sure he still kind of looks out for you and your sister, right?
Yeah.
But if it
How was he yesterday that I told he was just calling me freaking spending his money over there in La Ross?
Yeah. But I feel like there's different ways. There's different ways on how I guess you care for a baby boy or son in comparison to a daughter.
Yeah.
Well, do you feel like you are going to be a little bit different in comparison to, because at first we thought it was going to be a boy, and now that you know that it's going to be a girl, like what has been the biggest shift in your mind now that you know that you're having a girl?
I think that when you know that you're having a girl, you just know that you have to be like not that with the boy you're not going to be overprotective because you are regardless, but then it's just like a girl. Well, both of them are exposed to a lot of things, but especially a girl. So I feel like that's where it changes.
How are you going to feel when the baby at one point, which I hope she never does, right? That at one point she sneaks out to go to TJ.
I don't want to think about it until we get there.
All right. But like if it were to happen right now, that at that point, or just even thinking about that, man, I don't know why the heck I'm freaking itchy, man.
I don't know.
Yeah. But what are your thoughts about that? Do you think about that?
I don't think about it right now.
Yeah.
Like if it's not a problem right now, I'm not going to think about it right now. That's how I roll. That's why I'm like, I'm not going to freaking look up labored videos because I don't want to freak myself out.
That's true. That's true.
When it gets to that point, then I can worry about it. Then for right now, I'm not going to be jumping 10, 15 years ahead and just stress myself out.
I like that. That's a good way of thinking. Just handle what's current in the present. Yeah,
not that I'm like, oh, it's not going to happen or things that can happen, but I'm just not going to be jumping there yet.
True. I like that. How do you feel like I'm going to be as a dad?
I don't know.
Well, based on what
you're really hyper. Like I feel like I'm more calm and you're really hyper.
Am I going to be a good dad or a bad dad?
You're going to be a good dad.
Why?
Because how I see you interact with Teddy.
Yeah.
But then I don't know how Teddy's going to react either.
I feel like Teddy will be good. He's a lover, man. You see how he is with everyone.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm never going to take away the attention from Teddy. Like, obviously, I'm going to have a love for both. It's different type of love, right? Yeah. But, yeah.
Do you think Teddy would be reacting different if the baby was a boy?
I don't think so, man. I feel like Teddy is going to be good regardless.
You think so?
You see how he is with everyone. He just wants to be like felt love and play with, you know?
Yeah.
If anything, I feel like it's going to be another like person to play with.
Yeah. I feel like Teddy might be like overwhelmed at the beginning because he's so used to being him, like just him.
Yeah. He's going to be curious for sure. Like, oh, what the heck, you know?
Yeah.
So more to that at one point when that
be fed up.
when that's happening, we'll make sure to share that. Maybe show a little bit of videos of how Teddy's like interacting with the baby. So stay tuned for that.
First interaction.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So since we have the third camera now, this is going to be our first quote unquote reaction video and kind of sharing a little bit of something in the news. I think this came out 2 weeks ago. For the people that don't know, I grew up in the Logan Heights area for like at least half of my life. And something that's been happening quite a bit there in Logan Heights area. There's been a lot of different changes, like now if you go to Logan Heights, there's a lot of white people that live there. And there's a lot more shops through the Chicano Park area. And before you would never see that, right? And the next news article that we saw, you guys are pretty much going to see right now that now in the Logan Heights area usually used to be single family homes. But now it turns out that they want to build, I think it's a 4-story apartment building.
With 20 apartments or 16, right?
Like 20 apartments?
Yeah, no parking.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get into that, right? So I saw that, and at first I really didn't really think about it much. But where the location they're going to be building it at, it impacts the people around there, right? Mm-hmm. And I saw that, and then I think, honestly, me thinking about this, I feel like this is only the beginning for the future of the Logan Heights area. Mm-hmm. I feel like eventually a lot of people that are currently living in the Logan Heights area, I think what they're trying to do, they're trying to push people out out of Logan Heights so they can start bringing new type of people into that area since it's so close to downtown San Diego.
Yeah.
All right, so let's this is going to be our first quote unquote reaction video, but we're going to be sharing something of the news that we saw that we thought it was a little bit interesting, and then we'll go into the comment section. We might pause it here and there so we can give our thoughts as we watch it, and then you guys can let us know in the comment section what do you guys think. Ready? And also let us know if you guys like this type of sharing a little bit of something in the news that we thought it was interesting.
An apartment building project with 3 of 18 units considered affordable housing got fast-tracked by the city under an affordable housing program. CBS 8's Anna Laurel went to Logan Heights and found neighbors are worried about the impacts the building will have on them, and say neither the city nor the developer seem to care.
A 4-story, 18-unit condo building is going up on that corner. 3 of the 18.
So 4-story, 18-unit. It's going in this is right in the corner of Memorial. So,
and then it's 3 affordable housing, right?
Oh, yeah, 3 affordable housing units.
It's probably like Section 8. I don't know if it's affordable housing and Section 8 is the same thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay. So 4, how many units? I forgot.
16.
Okay, 18.
Oh, 18?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think. Here, let's go back.
And say neither the city nor the developer seem to care.
A 4-story, 18-unit condo building is going up on that corner. 3 of the 18 units are considered affordable housing, and the project got fast-tracked by the city. Neighbors are upset about the way the whole thing went down, or the way it's going up, as it were. But we spoke with the developer who says he's doing what he's allowed. Crews are just breaking ground on this new apartment building in Logan Heights. Neighbors say they had no idea anything was happening where a duplex used to be here until a construction crew showed up last month.
We shouldn't be disadvantaged because a developer is taking advantage of streamlined policies to make these affordable housing units go up.
The project was fast-tracked under the city's infill development initiative called the Complete Communities Housing Solutions Program. I spoke with the building's developer, Alexander Alamani.
If you provide affordable housing units a certain percentage, right, you're able to take advantage of this density bonus program, build a larger project, and they'll give you some incentives, leeway with setbacks and height limits.
And that's where neighbors are having a problem.
I'm restricted by 20 feet, I'm restricted by the setback rules. I'm very interested to see if they are, which I know they're not for the height because this is a 60-foot tower.
We have solar on our property that we invested in to try and save on energy costs. The shadow from that building will completely block out the sun, meaning that our solar becomes obsolete.
So let's stop it right there. So some of those concerns, they were saying that they're curious to see if the developer, like why this developer is able to build this 4-story building when other people living in the community, they're restricted by you have to be so much like linear feet or whatever away, or I think height. There's certain dimensions that they're limited to, and they feel like the developer is not having the same disadvantages, or everything being applied to this developer are really being implemented, right? Something else that they mentioned is one of the ladies there, I think she lives there in the house right next to it. She was mentioning that she recently had solar panels installed in her house, but now with this 4-story complex, it's going to block out the sun. So no more. She pretty much that investment that she did with solar panels, it's going to be like for no good, right? Because those solar panels are not going to work anymore. So now she's stuck with that $30,000 bill. Yeah.
The city waives parking requirements so the developer doesn't have to provide on-site parking, hoping people will use public transit.
My issue is that...
Okay, so that's another thing too.
Hoping?
Yeah. So they're saying, so they're building this 4-story unit when they're saying, oh yeah, we're the whole purpose and goal with this is for people to use public transit, right? So it's going to be 18 units. How many people per unit? Maybe 2, at least 2, right?
Let's say 4.
Well, okay, 4, right? Let's say out of those 4, 2 people drive, right?
2 times 18.
So now parking it's already freaking scarce. There's hardly any parking around this area. Now with people like living in these apartment homes where there's already no parking's going to be a freaking mess.
Yeah, plus if you're a couple, assuming that each person drives a car.
Yeah.
It's gonna be messy.
Yeah, so let's finish this. Let's finish this up.
He has rammed through this affordable housing project, taken advantage of laws that Club Gloria has passed.
In fact, neighbors pointed out to us that the developer's wife works for Mayor Gloria. So I asked him about it.
Does your wife work for Mayor Gloria?
She is the campaign coordinator.
And has she worked for him in the past?
She has. In his administration.
Alamani says he can't make everyone.
Okay, so you caught that?
Yeah.
What they say?
That his wife, the developer's wife, works for the city, the Gloria.
Yeah, the mayor.
Yeah.
Right, for the one in charge of this, I guess, new... What was it again?
The Gloria lady?
Yeah. I guess apparently his wife works for the mayor. And so now you start thinking, right?
You start connecting the dots.
Yeah, you wonder if he's getting special privileges to do all of this. All right.
He's helping the city address its housing crisis, and he's done everything he's legally required to do.
What the neighbors should do is, speak to the city, not just with development services, speak to their local council member, speak to the mayor, and get involved to address their concerns, because those are the policy makers, right? I'm just implementing the policy that the city has already adopted.
In Logan Heights, this is Anna Laurel for CBS 8.
What are your thoughts with that?
Oh my God.
What are your thoughts with that?
There's just so much, but the parking is, I don't know. But then, okay, out of an 18 apartment complex, why would only 3 of them be affordable housing?
Yeah, not sure. Not
Do
sure.
you think it would be more?
Yeah, what I kind of didn't like, which I guess he's saying it correctly, right? But he said, hey, if you disagree with what I'm currently doing, go to the city and say your complaints or your concerns, right? But I feel like who's really, like, at times it's a hassle for the city to even pay attention to the community. Mm-hmm. Right? And he's all like, oh, well, if there's any concerns, whatever, go down and speak to the city, because I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm following what the city's allowing me to do.
But then it's like, is he getting special privileges?
Yeah. It's crazy, man. And this is only one of those things that are currently happening in Logan Heights. I'll try to see if I can pull it up, but not too long ago, I saw this like literally mansion, like it almost looks like a beachfront property that was built in Logan Heights. It looks even like awkward, right? Because you have this huge freaking like mansion looking house, and then right next to it, it's a
tiny little house.
Yeah,
house.
It's a small little single family home.
Yeah.
Right, and it's just like, what the heck? So it kind of gives you a perspective of what's coming up for Logan Heights.
I feel like they want to do it like a mini downtown version.
Yeah, because if you start thinking about it, those houses are so close to downtown San Diego that, man, those houses are gonna be worth a lot. So I feel like maybe this is another thing to continue pushing people out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, let's go to the comment section.
Oh, yeah. I was like, we're missing something.
Yeah. Just chill. Dude, my back hurts.
All of a sudden.
For carrying...
My back's been hurting.
For carrying this podcast. Which one is it? I stopped that one. Let's go to the comment section real quick and we'll stop this right now. All right, let me know if you can see the comments right there.
I feel like I'm gonna move like this.
You're able to read it?
Yeah. It says, first one, no on-site parking, good luck.
Yeah, so pretty much they're expressing the same concerns that we were thinking about. Okay. It's a corner lot in oh shit, we got the freaking
The grillo again.
Yeah, we got the ¿cómo se dice? Cricket again.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a corner lot in the mixed
use area in a neighborhood with a bunch of duplexes. This is the perfect location for higher density housing. It's
not in.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So this is talking about the solar panels. Their solar panels are on the south facing roof plane. The sun crosses the southern sky. Do they not understand how our orbit works? So pretty much they're saying that the solar panels shouldn't be impacted. But you never know. They're the ones that are living there. So
yeah. Plus, don't they like well, I'm assuming that when you get solar, they will tell you like where's the best location to put them at. No.
Yeah. What does that one say?
It says you can't freaking build anything in San Diego without someone bursting into angry tears, effectively lobbying to get in. Oh, I have a hard time reading it.
Yeah.
That's a long ass freaking thing.
Yeah. All right. We'll read one more and then we'll close this one up. Okay, so this is a good one. So how did he get past the transitional height limitations? If he gets a pass to screw the neighbors, so does everyone else. And yeah, that was the first thing that I saw, because I feel like in every city, every location, whatever, there should be some height limitations. But who knows? That's something that maybe somebody in the comment section can let us know. But you would figure, right, that you can't just build whatever the heck you want. So that's interesting.
There was another one too that they were talking about. There was a church nearby, and that it was messy on the weekends too.
Oh, that's right.
That parking got crazy because people went to church on the weekends.
Oh,
so
that's right.
if parking was already a hassle, on the weekends it got even worse because of the church people coming into church.
Okay. Yeah, you bring up a good point, because there really is I think the church, it's within like a block or 2 blocks away from this.
And the church doesn't have on-site parking either, or something like that.
And the school traffic is already there. So, man, who knows what's going to happen with that area. Man, here at times, you know what, we talk about that at times, that here at the house, not that we overlook, right? But when we struggle for parking, we're like, oh man.
When we go somewhere else.
Yeah, when we go somewhere else, we're like, we have a drive. We only have 2 cars, right? Mine's and Chelo's. But we have a driveway where we pull up. But little things like that, I feel so blessed to have, right? And luckily, there's not a lot of there's quite a bit of parking in the street. But even something like that, it's so we're so blessed to even have that. And now for somebody like this, it's a struggle when you even have to go be looking out for parking just to get groceries into your home.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Good
right?
luck to them.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add to the podcast? Not necessarily about this subject, but anything else?
That we're almost close to the 1,000 on YouTube.
Yeah. Man, you always bring that reminder. You always bring it in, man. That's dope.
Como dijo Daniel, ya estábamos cerca, pero ya estamos más.
Yeah. So
Siempre decimos que ya estamos cerca.
Yeah, but wait, one step at a time.
Yeah.
Current time right now, we're at 946 subscribers, so poquito más cercas from the other time. I think it was 10 subscribers from last week up. So
we're 54 away.
Yeah. So we're almost there. We're gonna be giving out the corridos we currently mentioned. Alguien se lo va a ganar at one point. Yeah. Plus, Daniel hasn't recorded any music, so hopefully that gets him into the studio. Yeah. So we're almost there. Anything else that we? Leave an emoji. Choose an emoji.
What emoji should we do?
A little house.
That's what I was thinking since we were talking about this.
Yeah, leave a little house.
Emoji.
And for the people that leave the house, you're going to reply.
Yeah, I'll reply. We'll reply.
Yeah, we'll both reply. So anything else that we're leaving behind for this podcast? Let us know if you like these little type of reaction videos. Maybe this wasn't the best one because this is the first one, but that's pretty much the idea that we want to do. To have 1 or 2 different articles not necessarily, I don't want to make them like news related, but in like hot topics that we can touch on. Did you like it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah, let us know if you like this type of content, so we can include, maybe not on all the podcasts, but maybe on some, and then we can touch on that, and maybe you guys can add on to that. I'm open to like new ideas, whatever, things that you guys like, dislike, things that we should continue doing. Let us know. Just a quick little update. You guys are gonna see myself, Chelo, Berenice, Neil, quite a bit of a lot now. Because I'm trying to limit the guests. Like, I'm trying to have guests that are like either interested or guests that are willing to collab doing the podcast. It takes a lot to come into the podcast, and then, well, not only to come to the podcast, right, but then after the production comes, like, where I have to edit, then I send it over to the editor to do the captions and add pictures and things like that. It takes a lot, and some of the past guests, they don't do their due diligence on actually sharing some of that content, so it's only like work coming from here. So I'm trying to limit that to only people that are trying to like fully comply and collaborate with the podcast. Mm-hmm. So for those people that do come, there is going to be a production and editing fee for that it pretty much we split the cost for the production and all that stuff. So that's why we're going to be having just more of the recurring guest, and then from time to time we are going to be having maybe one or two interviews in a month or whatever, but you guys are going to see a lot more of us. That's why if you guys have any ideas on if you guys like this type of content or any topics that we should touch on, let us know. Cool? Good?
I agree.
Chill.
What?
My back hurts for carrying all this.
Oh my gosh, shut up.
No, you did good. Cool?
Yeah.
All right. Once again, like I always like to say, it's a greater risk, not taking a risk. My name is Angel Houseman.
And Cello.
Yeah. 10 weeks out for the baby?
Or less.
Or less, yeah. You never know. So 10 weeks out. Appreciate you guys following our journey together as a couple, as a podcast. We're about a year and a couple months into this podcast. So really like this content. Cool. Till next time, everyone.
Bye. Dude, how